Have you ever noticed that in a room full of people, the loudest ones are usually bragging about their new car, their vacation, or some big deal they claim is around the corner? Meanwhile, there's often one person sitting quietly, listening, not showing off. And funny enough, they're often the wealthiest one there. Strange, right? Today we're diving into why that happens and how you can master the same skills and mindset, no matter where you're starting from. And trust me, you don't need to already have millions in Apple stock or a hedge fund allocation to begin. So, what's the secret hidden advantage of staying quiet? Why do the most powerful investors, hedge fund managers, and entrepreneurs prefer silence over spotlight? And how can you apply this psychological and financial principle in your own life? By the end of this video, you'll see conversations, meetings, and even your financial decisions in a completely new light. If you're hungry for success and eager to learn, hit that subscribe button. We're here to share the secrets and strategies to accelerate your journey. Let's dive in. Number 1. Quiet people don't need to prove themselves. Here's a tough love reminder. If you're buying luxury items just so people think you're successful, you're already losing the game. The quiet wealthy don't need to prove themselves with flashy possessions. Their confidence comes from financial security, not validation. That's why you'll see someone in America driving a $15,000 used car while quietly sitting on a multi-million-dollar portfolio of dividend-paying ETFs and rental properties. Silence protects wealth. Loud people expose themselves to judgment and comparison. Quiet people simply grow. And here's the lesson. Every dollar you waste proving yourself is a dollar you could have invested in assets like index funds, bonds, or real estate. Instead of asking, will people notice this purchase? Ask, will this purchase grow my portfolio or shrink it? Quiet wealth is about building invisible income streams, not visible expenses. Number 2. Quiet people play the long game. The loudest person wants quick applause. The quietest person is building equity growth and net worth brick by brick. When you're quiet, you have more time to listen, learn, and strategize instead of trying to look successful today. Quiet wealth builders know that success compounds like dividend stocks. They don't care about instant validation because they understand the power of compound interest over decades. For example, if you consistently invest $500 a month in an S&P 500 index fund with an average 8% return, you'd have nearly $750,000 in 30 years. That's not magic, it's math. This is why quiet people don't rush into every IPO or chase hype stocks. They let others brag about quick wins while they focus on reliable systems. They know that wealth isn't about being loud, it's about being patient. So if you want to get wealthy, practice patience. Play the long game like the quiet ones, and let your portfolio speak louder than your words. Number 3. Quiet people master the art of listening. The rich don't get richer by talking over everyone else. They learn by listening. When you're quiet, you notice details others miss, like when a real estate deal is undervalued or when a market trend hints at long-term stock market appreciation. Think about entrepreneurs who sit silently in meetings while everyone else debates. They're not passive. They're gathering data, weighing risks, and planning how to move their capital for maximum cash flow. Listening gives you an edge. For example, while someone is boasting about flipping a house for a $20,000 profit, the quiet person hears the hidden clue. The neighborhood is gentrifying. That's not just a win. It's a potential rental property with years of passive income. Listening is free, but it can make you millions. If you're serious about wealth-building strategies, start practicing silence. Let others speak, and quietly collect the gold hidden in their words. Number 4. Quiet people understand cash flow. Wealth isn't about how much you earn, it's about how much you keep and grow. Loud spenders chase salaries. Quiet wealth builders chase cash flow. They want their money working harder than they do. That's why they invest in assets that generate passive income, dividend stocks, rental properties, dividend-paying ETFs, or even starting small businesses that run without daily involvement. Let's put numbers on it. Imagine you own $200,000 worth of dividend stocks paying a 4% annual yield. That's $8,000 a year, money that comes in whether you're working or on vacation. Multiply that by adding rental properties with $500 monthly cash flow each, and suddenly you're not just rich, you're financially free. Quiet people obsess over this invisible engine of wealth. Loud people, on the other hand, obsess over visible paychecks. Big difference. Number 5. Quiet people avoid noise in markets. If you follow financial news too closely, it feels like the stock market is on fire one day and collapsing the next. Loud investors panic, buy and sell based on hype. Quiet investors? They ignore the noise. They don't jump in because a stock is trending on social media. They know real wealth comes from consistent investing in index funds, bonds, or long-term equities like Apple shares, not chasing the latest buzz. This doesn't mean they're risk-averse. It means they use discipline. Quiet wealth builders understand that market corrections are opportunities, not disasters. They see volatility as a sale, not a threat. They don't brag about timing the market because they know time in the market beats timing the market. Silence in investing isn't passive, it's powerful. Number 6. Quiet people. Play the long game. The loudest person wants quick applause. The quietest person is building equity growth and net worth brick by brick. When you're quiet, you have more time to listen, learn, and strategize instead of trying to look successful today. Quiet wealth builders know that success compounds like dividend stocks. They don't care about instant validation because they understand the power of compound interest over decades. For example, if you consistently invest $500 a month in an S&P 500 index fund with an average 8% return, you'd have nearly $750,000 in 30 years. That's not magic, it's math. This is why quiet people don't rush into every IPO or chase hype stocks. They let others brag about quick wins while they focus on reliable systems. They know that wealth isn't about being loud, it's about being patient. So if you want to get wealthy, practice patience. Play the long game like the quiet ones, and let your portfolio speak louder than your words. Number 7. Quiet people let assets do the talking. When you're loud, you rely on words to impress. When you're quiet, your portfolio speaks for itself. Assets like real estate or businesses don't need you to talk. They deliver results in cash flow, appreciation, and equity growth. For example, a quiet investor doesn't need to tell you they're wealthy. Their monthly dividend check, their rental income, or their compound interest balance says it all. This is where humility pays. While others flaunt their temporary wins, the quiet wealthy reinvest. They turn dividends into more shares, rental income into more properties, and business profits into more cash flow systems. You don't need to tell people you're building wealth. Let your assets whisper success in the background while you stay focused. Number 8. Quiet people embrace boring discipline. Loud people love excitement, new stocks, new gadgets, new schemes. Quiet wealth builders embrace boring routines. They budget. They automate investments into index funds. They reinvest dividends. They save before spending. It's not glamorous, but it works. And ironically, boring discipline creates the most exciting result of all: financial freedom. Take the story of someone quietly investing $1,000 a month for 20 years in a simple S&P 500 index fund. That's about $240,000 invested. With compounding, they could end up with around $600,000 or more depending on market appreciation. No noise, no bragging, just quiet discipline. If you want wealth, stop chasing excitement. Start embracing systems. You don't need to be born rich, have special connections, or land a lucky break to build wealth. You need patience, discipline, and a system. The quietest person in the room usually ends up the richest because they're not playing for applause. They're playing for freedom. And freedom doesn't shout. It whispers. In every video, I try to discuss and address the factors that surely improve the chances of your success. If you like this also, subscribe the channel, like, and share the wealthy knowledge to your loved ones. Now, if you want to know how the rich treat every dollar, like an employee, then watch this video. I'll see you there.